Everyone, welcome back to some more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer. This is going to be the Forces of Chaos versus the Empire. A really cool rivalry here between the humans and the, well, Forces of Chaos. For my build, we went very wide against the Empire because it's a good chance that they're going to be bringing some artillery and some squishy bits with like guns or crossbows. So in the center here, we have a total of 5 Chaos Marauders. And the only purpose of the Marauders is to try and pin whatever infantry they have in place to allow our 4 Forsaken, 2 on this end, and I think I have 4, yeah. And then 2 on this end, because the Forsaken are the real damage dealers. You can see the stats there. They are very fast. They do a high amount of damage. They have a really good melee attack, so they're very good at whipping around the flanks at a high speed and getting into the squishy bits as long as the forces of the Empire are locked down by other units, like these very cheap Chaos Marauders. I also have 2 groups of Chaos Knights with Lances, which have a pretty insane charge bonus. And I don't know, I just like to bring them because they look cool. That's it, really. They have cool flames, and they're pretty beefy, pretty expensive too. Army is being led by Sartorial the Everwatcher. All right, there's my. I thought I had 5, and there's my 5th Forsaken, who is basically guarding Sartorial in case the enemy tries to do any kind of like deep striking shenanigans with a flying force or something. At least would have some Forsaken nearby to do some damage and pin them in place while Sartorial leaves. Speaking of, Sartorial is being shot up by some cannons. We'll get to that here in a moment. Then to finish off my army here, we have 2 Chaos Puppies. I love the puppies. They're very fast and going to be pretty useful in this matchup because the enemy is bringing 3 Outriders, just the normal Outriders with the handguns. They do a lot of damage. They are pretty fast, not as fast as the puppies are. They're for the front line, though. We have 3 spears kind of really spread out here. Then for their mid line, we have 2 greatswords, 1 additional greatsword, and 1 additional spear on the flanks of this is like their thing. So this is, I think, a pretty common strat for the Empire. They have a warrior priest with a flaming banner to imbue 3 cannons with fire damage and increase their damage by 6%. So I think this is a pretty standard build here. And then we also have a bright wizard, which of course is going to lower the fire resistance of everyone else on the battlefield with their unique ability with the kindle flame. I believe it's only active though when they, cast fire or cast flaming spells. But this is where we want to try and get to. This is where the Forsaken are going to be trying they're the hardest to get to. Over here, Sartorial did get hit by a salvo of all 3 cannons, but Sartorial does have 60% missile resistance, and on top of that, 25% magic resistance. So especially like the Hammer of the Witches here does magical damage. So its damage in particular is being blocked a whole bunch by Sartorial's magic and range resistance. So they're actually going to switch their targets of the cannons to, I believe, just our Chaos Knights. Taking a couple hits there. I'm kind of leaving them in the back right now, trying to give them as much time to dodge shots if I can micro it anyway. Over here, we have the Chaos Puppies are going to be breaking through the line. We want to try and get onto this Outrider over here, and we also want these Forsaken to try and whip around the flanks there. The Chaos Marauder is going to be holding in the Spearmen there, and I'm going to try and get the other ones around and kind of through the holes. These Greatswords are going to be going into these Chaos Marauders, and unfortunately, these Puppies are going to be getting into the Greatswords because I was microing other things. Trying to get these 2 Forsaken around, trying to, again, get this dude around, and we're going to get Sartorial right up the middle. And then we're going to try and crush this grouping of cannons because they're doing so much damage to my Chaos Knights. There goes one of our puppies. We have Boris Topbringer trying to slow down the Forsaken. Again, just gonna try and keep doing move orders into these squishy bits. Getting Sartorial over here. Sartorial luckily actually pulls their spears and their greatswords, leaving all of this wide open. So the Forsaken are just gonna run in here. I think I'm gonna, yeah, there we go. We're force moving the puppies away from Boris Topbringer, trying to get into the squishy bits, trying to get into the cannons. You can see that the hammer of, the Flaming Sword of Ruin has gone down by the Bright Wizard. I think the buffs from the Warrior Priest are going to be dropping down, or already did. Trying to get Sartorial out of there because I don't want him to actually tank the greatswords and the spears. I just wanted to try and draw the enemy in there to try and weaken the defenses around here. So we got 1 Forsaken in there. We're doing a nice recharge on these greatswords who destroyed one of our Marauders right there. But the rear charge from the Chaos Knights is just so brutal, even against a decently armored unit like the greatswords. It's so brutal to charge from back. Meanwhile, these puppies are going to come back, and we're going to stick them back onto the Outriders. I send a group of Forsaken. These 2 units are going to get lost to time. They're just going to be like way over there. They're basically effectively both gone out of this fight. But we are in where, like, the plan has succeeded. We have Chaos Marauders, we have Forsaken, we have Sartorial, all up in the cannon grouping. So we have already basically wiped out all 3 cannons. Sartorial has managed to shatter the Warrior Priest with the Plague of Rust there. I wanted to try and focus him down and get him out as soon as possible. We have these Forsaken on the Bright Wizard again to try and get them out as soon as possible. And we are just now dealing with the Outriders. We're dealing with Boris Topbringer and 1 unit of Great... Sorry, 2 units of Great Swords. These ones came back from the rear charge right here. This unit was the one guarding. And then we're going to have a third group of Great Swords coming back as well who routed off one of my Chaos Marauders. But the other 2 Chaos Marauders are trading pretty efficiently with the Spearmen. And their only purpose again was to keep the Spearmen, the front line, away from this. And they have succeeded. So some Outriders have come back, and we're going to stick some more puppies, I believe, on them. Maybe these ones. There we go. One of these puppies is going to go after this one. The other one, I think, is going to go after the other Outrider. And again, the third Outrider and my Forsaken are just going to be way out there. So we have just done a significant amount of damage to the Empire forces at this point, just totally routing most of leadership. You can see the Bright Wizard is now shattered with all the Forsaken and the Chaos Knights around him. The Warrior Priest is gone. Sartorial has taken a heavy beating from Boris Topbringer. So I think it's around this point I'm just going to pull Sartorial out. Big Bird is just going to leave because he has so many forces nearby. Like, our forces can fight Boris Topbringer at this point. There's no reason for Sartorial to duel Boris Topbringer. There's just no reason whatsoever. Meanwhile, out here on the flanks, our puppies are still trying to clean up and kill these Outriders right there. Where's the other Outrider group? There's 2 of them, I think, still up back here. There's one... Maybe the other one... Oh, there's the other one. The other Chaos Puppy managed to rout these, and I believe they're going to rout them off the field, and I think I forget about this puppy from now on. But they still did some good work routing those Outriders over there. Boris Topbringer is going to rout and come back, I think, around right here. Meanwhile, we're just going to focus down the 1 unit of Great Swords that they have left. They are currently fighting our Forsaken. They're currently fighting Sartorial, who does a lot of damage. Not armor piercing, but still just a ton of damage, especially for these Great Swords. Doing a nice recharge here with the Chaos Marauders. These Outriders to come back, so I'm going to be sticking, I think, a Forsaken quickly on them. Yeah, there we go. I'm just trying to make sure that they can't just focus fire on the unit that they want to, like the Chaos Knights right here. So we're just going to force them to run away with our Forsaken. Boris Topbringer doing another charge here on Sartorial, so we're going to try and get our Chaos Knights here to pin him down. And again, we're going to try and disengage with Sartorial. There is no reason whatsoever to fight him here. The Outriders are going to come running back, so I'm actually going to just run Sartorial into the Outriders to try and pin him in place for the Forsaken to get there. So we're going to catch them and try and knock them out of the fight. Meanwhile, Boris is just tied up with all these Chaos Knights, Marauders, Forsaken. The Great Swords are still there, doing some good damage as well. But we just have so many units around them. It's going to be hard for them to bust through everything else we have left. Also, we're going to get some more Chaos Marauders back in here. We are routing off the Outriders with Sartorial. I did cast Glittering Robe because the Outriders in melee do mostly just base weapon damage, and Sartorial has very low armor, so I just kind of wanted to try and make sure he didn't take as much damage as possible, because he's already really low, and if he dies, that could kind of ripple across the leadership of our army. But again, all the enemy really has left is just this one group of Outriders. You can see the puppies chase the other one off, and Boris Topbringer is still buried in the middle of all these units. I'm sticking Sartorial back on the Great Swords to try and make sure that they are going to rout. You see they're going to be terrified by Sartorial, and that is going to that's going to kind of seal the deal there, friends. Meanwhile, the other Forsaken, yeah, the Forsaken chased them all the way back here, but the my enemy is finally going to pull these Outriders back into the fight, but it's going to be a little too late for them to do much here. And in terms of, like, you know, I did have a Forsaken group out, but the thing is, the Forsaken and the Outriders cost about the same. There may be 100 gold difference between them, I don't know. But basically, they cancel each other out, so I didn't really have any problems with them just chasing that Outrider to oblivion and beyond. But anyway, that was going to be a good game to Black Phillip. The plan succeeded very well. Our Chaos Marauders were able to hold down most of their front line. Sartorial just busted through the middle. Our puppies took care of some of the Outriders. And then the Chaos Knights, you know, they charged different targets. And then the Forsaken just swept in from the sides and just destroyed the cannons and helped destroy their leadership as well with the Bright Wizard and the Warrior Priest. And with those two offline, it was... I kind of knew it was only a matter of time after the center collapsed at that point. So, but good game again to Black Phillip. That was a fun one to do against the Empire. And let's go watch a cinematic view of the battle. Ooh! Pick yourself up, Big Bird. You're gonna be fine. You'll be fine. But yeah, like basic Chaos Marauders, they can trade favorably with swordsmen, with halberdiers. Well, I don't know if they'll win against halberdiers because they're high melee defense, but I think they'll still do a lot of damage. And spearmen, so they're pretty good against the Empire, I feel, if you want to go wide. And it's the reason why I stuck the Forsaken on the outside, because I knew that they can just have a clear avenue of attack into the, ooh, getting gunned down, into the squishy bits. Go, Forsaken, go! I think right now, everyone is on a locked formation, so they're just kind of waiting for the Chaos Marauders to kind of get information as well. Because again, they're all locked. Chase some puppies. And I chased him right into greatswords. That's not a fight the puppies want. I was just too busy doing other things, and my poor Chaos Knight's just getting shot at. A lot of cannons. But Big Bird's coming. Forsaken coming behind him. We're coming right for that warrior priest. There goes, I believe the final transmutation is what I'm casting here. It's like, why not? You got the warrior priest. I thought I caught the bright wizard, but I guess I didn't. Just on the outside. Wow, actually, just the final transmutation knocked out 3 cannons on its own. Okay. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't know it could do that. Like, I knew it was damaging the cannons, but I didn't know it damaged them that fast. Go get him, Forsaken. Battle of the Titans. God, it's like everywhere you look, it's just chaos. Literal chaos. You know, the last remains of the Empire troops trying to go save Boris. They're in their great swords. I saw it coming, so I was trying to at least get a charge bonus with some Forsaken and Marauders on them. God, his attacks are so cool. Oh, the double AoE. Oh. So right here, I saw that Boris was trying to move out, so I was trying to move my knights with them to make sure that they didn't have any avenue of escape. Just trying to keep them pinned as long as possible. Trying to get to him. I'm like, nope. Nope, Big Bird is not for you. Not today. And there we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed some Chaos versus Empire. I will see you all next time. Take care.